Hey, what's happening, guys? Aldo S.J. McLaren back with a brand new video for yous. And what this video is actually going to be about is it's a tribute show to the late great WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson. As many pro wrestling fans know, we quite recently lost Pat Patterson, and because Pat Patterson was the first ever Intercontinental Champion, my video is going to give a little in-depth history into the Intercontinental Championship. Now, some parts of the history I will get right, some parts of the history I will get wrong. I have tried my best to get as much information as possible. If I make mistakes, I do apologize for that. And also, this is just my opinion on the Intercontinental Championship itself. So strap yourselves in and just get ready, because this is going to be split into two parts. I am going to review the first replica that I have, and then in part two I will review the second replica that I have, and we'll have the Intercontinental Championship going from here all the way up to here. So to start off with, like I say, Pat Patterson was the first ever Intercontinental Champion. In the latter half of the 1970s, the WWE had two mid-card championships. They had the North American and South American Championship, and they decided to combine them. And they made up a storyline where Pat Patterson was entering in a tournament. Pat Patterson had won that tournament, and so was born the Intercontinental Championship. Now, the first design of it was sort of like a gold / silver red strap belt, and then it eventually evolved into the first replica that I'm going to review. But the WWE at the start had a bad habit of changing the designs of the championships that they had when they were going to new champions. They did this for the World Championship, the Tag Team Championships, and the Women's Championship, and of course the Intercontinental Championship. As far as I know, Tito Santana, who had the green and silver championship at the time, he was in a program with fellow WWE Hall of Famer Greg Valentine, and the next time that Tito Santana had gotten the Intercontinental Championship, it was this. The Intercontinental Championship Classic on the Ultimate Warrior yellow strap. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. What a workhorse championship. Now, like I say, Tito Santana was given this championship design, but when he first got it, the logo was sort of done in red and gold, and then it would eventually evolve to where it was just solid gold. When it went to, I want to say, when it went to the Honky Tonk Man, it was still red, but then when it went to going into the latter half of 1988, if I get the word out, sorry, I apologise. 1988, it went to solid gold, then it went to the Ultimate Warrior, and it became gold after that. So if we go into the logo at the top, it is really, really deep. I can get my finger right in there. As far as I know, I've only ever seen it, I've never held it myself, but apparently on the original WWF logo replica, there's been two kinds of designs where it is really deep as well, or it's really flat, as in the logo is flat into the plate. So like I say, I've seen it, I've never held it, so I couldn't tell you for a fact if that's true or not. But as we go further out to the logo, there is a wing / leaf effect, which is really nice. This is really cut deep as well, where I can get my fingers right across the lines. Really, really nice. And then under that, there is a black and gold ribbon, where we have 6 stars on either side of the lettering, and of course in the middle is the lettering that says Intercontinental. Wonderful. And then as we go further down, there is the lettering under the globe, and that reads Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. So all of that is in one with gold and black stripping, ribbon, whatever you want to call it. So Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, not sports entertainment, wrestling champion. I just thought I'd get that in there. And as we go further back up, there is 2 stars either side of the globe, but then there's many stars that make up the 2 stars. Now these stars are actually a little sharp. They really stick out, really stand out, and they're really nice too. And then we go and hit the globe, the iconic blue globe for the Intercontinental Championship. The water, the sea, is very deep on this. Really nice detail on this. And the actual bits of the world as well that are done in gold, they're really nice too. So there's like this side that's the Americas, and then this side is Europe and Africa. Really nice. And then beside champion on either side, there is other 2 stars too. These are really pointy and really jaggy as well, but they stick out really nice. Really lovely, in fact. But also what I have noticed about the main plate as well is that it's on 3 layers as well. It's like the globe is on layer 1, and then there's a second layer, and then a third layer that makes up the championship, which is really cool. So it's almost as if it's a stepping stone to the world, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. But the lining on those stepping areas, they're really thick too. Really nice. I really like the in-depth design of this belt. As many of us know, the WWF, WWE have upped their game on their replicas, and this of course is one of the bad boys that got the game upper. I mean, if you look at the plate size as well, really thick, really nice. In the next video, I will show you the difference of that. And then if we go into side plates 2 and 3, we have the WWF WWE logo, really thick as well. The gapping on it is really thick between the 2 of them. Man, that is deep. That is deep thickness there. And then on both plates, there is 2 grapplers, which is a change from the tag teams, because this is going to be a little nitpick for me here. Any that see my previous video with the tag team championships, you'll know I picked out that there's a grappler doing a sharpshooter on another grappler, and that doesn't really say tag team to me. But anyway, and For this, they have the right sort of idea that the two grapplers are locking up with each other. And on these side plates as well is the same idea as the main plate, where there is a gap in between them. Sort of like a gap in line, and these side plates sort of make up a square, which these have the nice thickness as well. They're really, really nice. And then if we go on to side plates 4 and 5, same idea as the other side. The WWF WWE logo and 2 sets of grapplers on either plate, and the line gapping in between. Like I say, for the sake of repeating myself, the logo is so deep, really, really nice. If they ever made an F version, I would love to feel that. I think it would be really cool too. Never gonna happen, so unless they have another name change. And if we go on the 6th plate, which is sort of like a little name plate, okay, you have the WWF WWE logo, and then you have Intercontinental under that. This is in black and gold, and this is the same idea as the other logo. This is really nice and thick, and this has got some size to it too. This is really, really thick as well. And as far as I know, this might be a fun fact, it might not be. To my knowledge, and it's my understanding, that the Ultimate Warrior, when he had this championship, that he actually had his name underneath the logo. It was the Ultimate Warrior back then, so that doesn't surprise me. And then we have an awesome gold tip. Look at that. Look at that gold tip. That is really nice. Really, really lovely. And then, of course, if I hold it up, you have the authentic WWF WWE flashy. If your belt does not come with a flashy, it will either mean that it is a fake, or it could have came off. It does happen, but you definitely want this to say that it's an authentic WWF WWE product. And this was done in 2014. So when the Ultimate Warrior was coming back in 2014, the WWF WWE gave out a hell of a lot of Ultimate Warrior merchandise, this being included, and they also brought back a turquoise winged eagle, a white winged eagle. I'm actually surprised they have not brought out an Ultimate Warrior belt, sort of similar to what they've done for The Undertaker and Randy Savage and The Rock. You know, I'm really surprised they've not done that, but it's the WWF WWE. We'll just have to wait and see. So the strong champions, I would say, for this design, I would definitely put the likes of Randy Savage up there, strong champion, the Honky Tonk Man, the Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, The Rock, definitely The Rock, strong champion, and the latter half being the Intercontinental Champion, not the first half, because we all know what happened with that. But yeah, I would definitely say those guys that I've just mentioned, definitely strong Intercontinental Champions, especially Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall. And as we know, the Intercontinental Championship went through many battles in the latter half of the 80s, early 90s, as we know, it has actually been in the main event twice in the 90s. WrestleMania 6 in Skydome. This was part of the Ultimate Challenge when it was challenging Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship. And as we know, the Ultimate Warrior became the first ever World Heavyweight Intercontinental Champion, which was pretty historic. The first ever time that the Intercontinental Championship and the World Championship were held by the same guy. That hadn't happened again until most recently with Seth Rollins being the WWE champion and being the United States champion. I really like this belt. Like I say, what a workhorse championship. Absolutely lovely. And as we all know, this in 1994, this had an historical match at WrestleMania 10, ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon. Man, what a championship belt this is. Absolutely lovely. So I'm going to leave it here, guys, and I'm going to get ready for part 2, where this will be incorporated in that video too, but then I'll be giving a more in-depth review into the next replica that I have as well. So until that time, as always, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, and good journey.